Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome to episode 15 of Civilization 5. We are playing on Emperor difficulty and we are playing as Portugal. And I have made a little bit of a mess of this game, haven't I? I've made some very rookie errors that haven't helped things out. So the current state of affairs, I'm still currently at war with Portugal. We did manage to take Palenque, although it was a little bit delayed. That was my own fault. The first rookie decision I made was the placement of this citadel. Not really where I placed the citadel. I mean, that was actually quite a good position to put it in. The problem was I actually wasted too many units in trying to defend it, which ended up with me delaying my attack on Palenque quite considerably. I can actually get a peace with Portugal, but I'm not going to take it at the moment because I would like to try and take Tikal. If it happens that I see a giant carpet of doom coming towards me, then I might just peace out. The other problem is, apart from the unhappiness, mainly because we've just taken another city, is that most of my cities were pretty much starving. And looking around, I realise I don't have all that many farms. I really need to get rid of some of this jungle. I mean, normally you like to keep jungle around, but I think I definitely need to get a few more workers and get some farms going. So we'll head on to the next turn anyway and see what happens. I was in two minds about whether or not I should continue with this game because of how much of a mess I'd made of it, but I've decided I'm going to carry on one way or another. It will either result in a victory or a defeat, or if it's inevitable that I am going to be defeated, then we may well at that point just call it quits and say, well, okay, we know we're going to lose anyway. So Palenque still has some, Portugal still has some troops close to Palenque. Now, he doesn't actually have a melee unit there, so he can't actually take Palenque back at the moment. Now, the question is, can I remove all of these units that he has? The problem is, if I peace out, then it gives him as much time to rebuild his army as it does me. So I do have to be careful here. So how many of these units could we take out? Well, didn't quite manage to take that cannon. We can set up and fire a shot with you. And we can take a shot at this cannon with our Gatling gun. Doesn't exactly get rid of the cannon. That means we can't finish that cannon off. So that cannon could do enough we could potentially kill it off with this musketman. That doesn't help the musketman much. This cannon isn't close enough to fire. We've got a cannon over here, of course, as well, which we can fire at, but not do a huge deal of damage. Let's continue to move the general closer where we can. This Gatling gun can't do an awful lot at the current position it's in. I suppose it could stay there on defensive. So we could use this musketman to take out this cannon. If we do that, he can't get any cannon close enough to fire a shot on the next turn. We take a little bit of damage on our musketman, but we do get rid of the cannon. So he doesn't have any potential bombard on Palenque on the next turn, as far as I can tell. We have a cargo ship here that was going... Let's put this back onto highest gold. Yep, you can carry on going there. And that's pretty much all we can do on that turn. So let's hit next turn and see what happens. Hopefully Palenque won't fall back. But I don't want to peace out just yet if I can help it. I'm still in a good position. If it looks like Palenque may fall... Is he actually attacking Palenque directly? He is. But he didn't have enough to take it. So, okay, now we're in trouble because there's quite a few units close by. And I can't really take any or many of these out. Not an awful lot I can do about anything, really. You can take another shot at these guys. We'll try and weaken as much of his army as we can before we do attempt to peace out, though. That's about all we can do. Okay, let's go in and attempt peace. And he will do that. And give me all your gold. No, he won't do it. So he'll white piece. We'll take the white piece. We can always declare war again in 10 turns, and that gives us a little bit of time to build up some more units to make sure Palenque is fully healed up. Also, I do have some concerns about Egypt. They do have this city over here, and they have quite a few units around, so I do have to be careful with them and what they may be willing to do. Let's just try and get everything and everyone else healed up. We can start moving units forward now, though. Now, the good thing is, even if we put lots of units on Tikal's borders, he can't accuse us of attempting a sneak attack on him, because while the peace treaty, while the truce is going on, that doesn't apply. Got a little problem here that we're actually going up against pikemen, but we can heal and they can't, so we will be attacking periodically. We'll be attacking and healing up where we can. Can actually retreat, so we might just fortify. Another machine gun, well, Gatling gun, we'll bring that around. Worker, you have built a farm there. Do we continue building things here? We probably do, although there are quite a lot of nice upgrades here. Let's go ahead and get that fixed up. Do need to get some of these workers building farms, though, on these cities, especially around Coimbra, because that is really struggling. Money in the bank, actually enough to buy a worker, so I am just going to go straight out and purchase a worker, because they're fairly cheap. We can get some farms going, definitely need them. Now, if I take out Elephantine, am I going to keep that city? It's a difficult decision. I mean, it does have some wheat and it has some fish. There's potentially going to be some bananas there, denounced by Pakal. Of course, we expected that was going to happen. So Morocco starting to... Not Morocco, Arabia starting to spam out the wonders now, so... But if I can't do something about Egypt, then I am going to be in big trouble. So we've got metallurgy done. So what do we go into next? I guess we could go into rifling, and we could get ourselves some musketmen. That would some riflemen. That would certainly be useful, because then we'll have maybe a little bit of an advantage against Pakal. Let's keep moving this general forwards, and we can put him down with our troops on the front line. We are going to need to reinforce our troops, of course. So, what do we want to do with you? I think what we want to do is try and get an additional few farms going, mainly over at Porto, and of course we do want to get some of these cities actually, these tiles repaired. That's a little bit of a problem. I'm just making sure all of my cities are connected up. Obviously, Coimbra isn't connected at the moment. We could build a road straight through to Gao. Now, remember, if you actually connect roads, it just gives you a little gold bonus. We're not doing too bad on gold, so I'm not too worried about that. But then later on when you get railroads, it gives you a production bonus, but we're a little way off from railroads at the moment. So let us continue just to move our units forward. We'll just shuffle everything in where we can. Just making sure that that is the cannon I have selected and not the unit behind. Very short of cannons. We will definitely have to get at least a few more. There's that worker. We've got fresh water here, so let's go ahead and make a farm, because we don't currently have any growth over here as well. So this is another thing that I've been guilty of in this game, is I haven't really done any tile micromanagement, and that has been to my detriment. I mean, look at that. Why is that tile locked in? I've got a 1-1 tile locked in, and I'm not working this 2-1-3 tile. Or another... yeah, so I really should have been keeping an eye on these tile assignments. That gives me a little bit of growth, though not a massive amount. We could take out of this production tile and go into this one. 6 turns for the school as opposed to 5 turns for the school. It's only 1 turn, but it knocks 50 turns off the growth rate of the city. Similarly, if we actually ignored food altogether, and I know that's starvation, but we could... yep, still only 5 turns. So we're better off working the high food tiles for the time being. So let's carry on with that. We've got more coal here as well. Let's just have a quick look at our other cities and see if we can do anything here to improve matters, because we do want to still have production, but at the same time we also want to have a decent amount of growth. So how about we work this 4 food tile? So we're working a lot of the food tiles. The production tile there is good. 3 food and 3 production is also great. That production is good as well. Do we just want to work all these 8 turns until new growth? This city's actually not doing too bad. So I don't mind that one too much. Farms over here, we've got some spare. So if I actually work... If I actually work that farm, then this farm can be worked by Porto. Except, is this the one that's been... where is Porto? There. So if you work this farm... And that suddenly gives you some growth. Definitely keep that one going. That's a good tile to have as well. That one doesn't need to be locked in. That one should, 4 food and 2 science. Don't necessarily need all the production tiles. Let's just unlock these ones right now. So, what would we like? Well, we do want to have some production, so I guess having at least one might... We've got no food though, we're stagnating, so let's get the sugar in. At least now we are getting a little bit of growth. That's not a particularly good tile either. What else could we have? We could work this tile, 3 food and 1 hammer. So let's go ahead and do that. I don't know why some of these tiles haven't actually got the yields on them. But that's given us a little bit of an additional food. Could work that one as well. Gives us a bit more. And what else have we got? We've got 1 unemployed citizen right now. 2 food, 2 gold. Let's work the trading post. 10 turns until new growth. There we go. That's not terrible. 98 turns until new growth over here at Braga. So we need to do something about that. 4 food. 3 food. 4 food. Let's untick that for now. Let's untick that. Definitely work those tiles. Untick the I actually like the copper mine. 4 production and 2 gold is really nice to have. Let's work the farm. Let us work the cocoa. That gives us a nice bit of food there as well. We should be working the fishing tile here, even though it doesn't have a fishing boat on there. It doesn't give us a huge amount of production, although we are building a factory, so it's not going to be too bad. So I'm content to leave that one as it is for now. Coimbra, we've already sorted out. There we go. So we've sorted out quite a bit of the starvation problems for now. Let's get everybody else to just sit tight. And let's get our... I thought you were going over there to go and repair that. At least I thought that's what the plan was. On to the next turn. Feels slightly better now that I've done a bit of citizen management. Still got to be very careful with Egypt. They are amassing quite a few troops up here. Wow, Polynesia's actually declared war on me. Okay, very well. Plundered a trade route. Now, the thing is with Polynesia, he doesn't really have anybody close to me, so I'm not too worried about that. However, Arabia declaring on me, that is potentially problematic. Is somebody else going to declare? Pretty much every city-state in the game. Very interesting. So, pretty much everybody has declared war on me. One thing that I've just noticed that I find strange is the entire map. Not quite the entire map. It looked like the entire map was uncovered, and I can't work out why, because I don't have satellites. Nowhere near satellites. Satellites is like all the way up here somewhere. So how come the entire map has been revealed? Surely I haven't auto-explored the entire sea by now. I mean, there's a couple of little tiles here that would suggest that the map hasn't been completely revealed, but that's weird. Oh yeah, here as well. Maybe I've just auto-explored it without realising. So, both of the people that have declared war against me are actually on this island, which I'm not too bothered about, although they have plundered all of my trade routes now, because all of my trade routes were going to these people. And that is the problem, because all of your trade partners you end up losing, especially when you play this particularly aggressive game. The worst thing that's going to happen to me now is if some of the other civilizations decide to dogpile in, which they very well could do. We still need to try and take these barbarians out here, because they're going to be a constant pain if we don't do something about them. So it might not be the best time to actually go to war with Pakal again, but that's not going to stop me moving units to the front in an effort to do some damage to him later on. Nope, didn't want to do that. Again, yet another classic misclick from me on Civilization 5. Worker, you finished that aluminium. Now, what could we do with you that potentially be useful? I guess we could go and clear this marsh and build a farm there. This knight has now healed up. I think we'll keep you down here because you are always useful for a bit of fast response. Let us get you to just go on alert, really. You can continue to move forwards. Now, I'm not too sure where the attack from Arabia and Polynesia is going to come from. I suspect it will be by sea. I honestly don't know how much, if any, damage they can do to me. Vilnius I'd like to keep on board. They don't actually have an ally at the moment, so let's go ahead and do that. Ah, there we go. There's a few Polynesian ships around. Maybe Vilnius can take them down a little bit. They don't have any bombards, so they're going to struggle with that. At least we've got another city-state now who is declaring war against those two cities. What are you going to do? I suppose... Oh, yeah, there's a farm. That was it, because it was fresh water. You want to... You're not in range, but if you actually move forwards to there, you can set up on the next turn. I'd actually prefer it if you guys were on the Great General, but he can't declare war on me anyway, so I'm not too bothered about that. Question is anybody going to declare war on me on this turn? It's quite possible. Really need to just build up a massive army, because having bigger numbers will decrease the likelihood of the AI wanting to attack. Because the AI does actually look at your army size before it considers whether or not you are a nice juicy target. If it sees that you've got a weak army, it will pretty much decide that you're easy pickings. If you've got quite a large army, sometimes you can get away with murder and it'll just leave you alone. Still rigging those elections. I could very well move these people out. We need to get some serious science. My science output isn't too bad, saying that. Still going to be a very, very tough game. Okay, I'd like you to move on top of that general, just so you can keep him safe. Keep moving the Gatling guns forward. You are just going to sleep for now. I mean, again, we could go here and build a citadel. The problem with doing that, of course, is it means that we would end up having the citadel in bombard range, which isn't ideal. Although we would be taking that tower, but no. Obviously, that didn't work out too well for me the last time I did it. So, we're not going to go ahead and do that right now. Are you set up? No, well, you should be. And then at least you'll have a bombard on the next turn. We do need more cannons to the front, though, that's for certain. Let's get that improvement repaired. Not an awful lot we can do there. I could move my spies around, but I haven't really got anywhere ideal to put them right now. It's like Assyria's actually at war with Polynesia as well. That's interesting. See if Polynesia continues to attack Vilnius. It'll probably end up losing these privateers if it does. I mean, Vilnius does have 55 combat strength. No, they didn't attack Vilnius on that turn. One of those privateers... Oh, yeah, he's close enough to take a shot from the Gatling guns as well. So there's one privateer down. Fantastic. Not too sure where that other one went, though. Let's keep our eye on these guys over here. We still need to heal up quite a bit before we can do anything about them. A lot of units coming out of here as well. So we do have to be mindful of the barbarians that are around. You are going to... Well, let's just put you on fortify. There's no point putting you on alert. You'll just wake up every turn because there's units right next to you. Unit needs orders. You've got all the way up to there. You're pretty weak when it comes to privateers, but I guess I could have a go at doing something. Braga could do with another fishing boat. That'd certainly help that tile out. So that is something we'll definitely have to do. I've got to be careful what I spend my money on at the moment, because not having any trade routes is going to be a real pain. We could try and get some trade routes going, but we do lack any decent trade partners. I mean, we could try and trade with Egypt. Chances are that we will go to war with them soon. We're definitely going to be going to war with Pakal again soon. Trying to send one to Assyria is going to be a little bit of a problem, because whichever way we went, we'd be going past Arabia and Polynesia, so they'd probably get plundered quite easily. Looks like Polynesia's going to lose another... Oh, great, another artist. Looks like Polynesia's going to be losing another privateer at the rate things are going. Shame we can't take out that Moroccan missionary. Why do I keep saying Morocco? It's Arabia. Porto has finished its factory. That is very good because that helps immensely in the building of things. We've got so many great artists now. I really need to get some museums going. I have 3 great artists now that I can pop. I could just use one for a... actually, I might actually use one for a Golden Age. Just because it'll help a little bit with production, especially while we are unhappy. Musketman, you are just going to fortify up. You need a job. You were going to clear that marsh and build a farm. I think you're on the river, so it's fresh water. What can I do with you? Got to be careful, because we are close to Arabia, and they're probably going to have some ships nearby. You have gone and got that fixed up, which is nice. I'm not too sure that Palenque needs a lot else doing to it, especially as the city only has a population of 3 currently. So it is going to take it quite some time to grow anyway. So I may withdraw with that worker and bring him back over in this direction to do something useful up here. Don't actually have a farm on that wheat. 1, 2, 3. It's out of range of Coimbra. It is within range of Palenque, though. We'll go and get that wheat connected up, I think, on the way. Because it definitely is a nice tile, so we really should do that. Got time for one more turn before we end the video. We really need to get out of this unhappiness situation as well, because we don't want to end up having to fight rebels on top of everything else. Might also be time to get rid of this citadel now as well, and just build the wine improvement. So in fact, we may actually do that. We've got a new unit from Mbanza Congo. That is Polynesian unit. Oh no, that's that Arabian missionary. Okay, well if Vilnius wants to sink that, I don't have a problem with it. So change of plan. You guys go there and you just construct the plantation. That will help that a little bit. We don't need that anymore. Assign delegates. Embargo city-states or ban marble. Well, I'd sooner not embargo the city-states, but whether or not we're going to manage to get that to go through is one thing or another. We're going to have no trading partners at all if that ends up being the case. Another conquistador here. Let us go for... Where are these barbarians? They are in forest. So let's go for drill. And we'll use these guys to try and help take out some of these barbarians. Get rid of this camp once and for all. And claim that worker back. Because I do believe that originally was one of my workers. It was one of the ones that went down here to build the Vittorias. And then never quite made it back alive. So you can heal up a little bit there. Not too sure what you can do. Oh yeah, this isn't actually where Arabia is. This is that extra little island. Well, I think you should start coming back in my direction. And then potentially you can help provide a bit of defense. But that is all of the moves that I can make on this turn. So that is going to be the end of the video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hope you are still enjoying this series. Even though I've made a little bit of a mess of it. I may be able to pull it back. I'm not sure if that is going to happen, but I will certainly try. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. And I'll see you on the next episode. Until then, goodbye for now.